Hi, and welcome to the 31st Annual Cherry and White Day. I'm Victoria Lim with this special edition of Temple Update. We're back here again at Temple Stadium in Cheltenham on a dreary day. Last year, we reported that 1990 would be the final year we could hold festivities here because the stadium was to be sold. But lucky for us, we got another year for this event. Cherry and White Day started out as a football scrimmage to conclude spring practice and also showcase the next year's football team. But over the years, other sports have joined in playing alumni teams. It's an alumni day, giving former students an opportunity to get together with friends and relive their college days. It also gives current students a chance to take a break from academics. A few days ago, back on Temple's main campus, a party reserved for students kicked in the final stretch to spring semester. Despite cool temperatures and cloudy skies, Spring Fling 1991 was an all-out blast. With 3 bands cranking out the tunes, this year's Spring Fling couldn't be anything but successful. There was the return of some old favorites like the whipped cream pie throw.
I like to know that I'm a well-liked guy here at Temple.
Jail and bail.
I got her arrested, and the same friends that I was in on to get her arrested came in and got me.
And a variety of food from American to Mexican to Japanese. Some new additions included subjecting people to cold water on an already chilly day. You could buy a top 10 t-shirt or just dance the afternoon away. Spring Fling has the reputation of being a day when students drink and get drunk. The LCB was on campus trying to keep things under control, and there was mixed reaction to their efforts.
This year there's a lot less intoxicated than last year.
It doesn't look like they're doing much because everybody around here is drinking. I don't understand what's going on.
Many students say they didn't need the alcohol to enjoy the festivities anyway.
We're not promoting any drinking here. We're just here to have a good time.
It's lemonade, and that's Sprite.
The concern for drinking may have put a damper on some spirits, but according to researchers at the University of Michigan, concern is valid. A recent study shows college students get drunk more often than non-students of the same age. Researchers say that lifestyle is to blame. College students tend to live away from home and are unmarried, while non-students are often still at home. As we near the end of another school year, one thing that weighs heavily on the mind of students is the increase in tuition at Temple next year. Senate Majority Leader Joseph Loper Jr. is trying to prevent that from happening. Loper is urging the governing board of Pennsylvania state-owned universities to oppose Governor Robert Casey's order to trim current expenses to balance next year's budget. Loper says if funds of state schools are cut back, that will result in increased costs to students. One event that has become a tradition at Cherry and White Day is the annual Out Club Walkathon. Members of the Temple community walked or ran a mile around the stadium track to raise money for various charities. Some participants took the event seriously, while others just had fun. Inclement weather kept many would-be walkers from participating on this day, but walkathon coordinator Mark Morgan says that should not affect the fundraising campaign.
One of the things we do with the jogathon is that we let them do the mile either with us today in one group effort or on their own time. So the mile will get done. It won't affect any of the fundraising efforts at all.
Last year's event raised over $24,000. Walkathon officials believe that this year's event will be even more successful. As spring rolls in and temperatures rise, it's a great time to be outdoors for hobbies like gardening. The American Physical Therapy Association is offering some tips to avoid pain and injury. The APTA says don't sit in the same position for too long. That can create stress on the vertebrae. They suggest kneeling on a pad to protect knees. And when lifting rocks, tree limbs, and other heavy objects, bend at the knees, not at the waist. Keep your back straight and lift slowly. And like any other physical activity, a simple stretching exercises can prepare you for the outdoors. Another warm weather favorite is going to the shore, and the Jersey Shore is nearby and has always been a haven for fun and frolic, the boardwalk, saltwater taffy, and of course the beach. At one time, the coastal getaway brought in nearly $7 billion to the state, but that all changed in 1987. Water, sand, and shells should be the only things covering the beaches, but instead the tide washed in medical waste, syringes, and debris, and washed away one of New Jersey's biggest industries, tourism. Beaches up and down the coast were forced to close. Congressman William Hughes says this caused some people to leave and find other places for family getaways.
People just left the seashore in droves, and many that thought in terms of vacationing at the Jersey Shore made other arrangements, other plans, went to North Carolina or Virginia or some other beach or to the Poconos. So it had a very devastating effect upon New Jersey.
4 years later, there may not be any more syringes washing ashore, but the state is still struggling with the aftermath. Tourists are starting to come back, but not fast enough for local businesses. Dick Landsman runs the Ocean City Bike Center and says he is one of the lucky ones.
I talked to a lot of business people in town, and they're genuinely concerned for their financial future the way things are going now. Because I'm not saying they're going to lose a lot of money, but they're not making any money.
Since 1976, dozens of bills have been written banning the dumping of chemicals, sludge, plastics, and debris. Recycling programs have been enacted, and legislators are now working on creating a national standard for water testing. Officials are hoping all these factors will contribute to the increase in tourism and make it one of New Jersey's booming moneymakers once again. As tourists return to their favorite sunspot this summer, some news they don't want to hear about is dolphin strandings. 5 dolphins washed ashore on the beaches of Ocean City on April 2nd. The Marine Mammal Stranding Center has performed autopsy but has no official cause of death. Stranding Center officials believe that at least one of the dolphins was killed when it became entangled in commercial fishing nets. But there is hope for stranded animals. Update Suzanne Howell reports on an operation in Brigantine.
Throughout the years, the Jersey Shore has brought countless Delaware Valley residents to swim in its waters, to sunbathe on its beaches, and to ride its amusements. It is a place to feel alive. Yet few look past the horizon to the world below, where a self-contained cycle of life can be seen. But in the past few years, this cycle has been devastated by man-made pollution, the dumping of waste by industry, the fishermen's nets, and the careless tourist. This man-made destruction has made stranded mammals a common occurrence. Lawmakers, eager to revive tourism, have assured that the waters are safe, both for humans and for sea life. But there are those who disagree. Bob Skullcroft is the founder of the Marine Mammal Stranding Center in Brigantine, New Jersey.
Contrary to some people who say, oh, it's clean now, it cannot dissipate in 2 years. It just doesn't go away. It may be somewhere else in the ocean, polluting or showing up, but it doesn't go away from the ocean in that time period. It's going to take a long time before we're able to say that the water is truly clean again.
Skullcroft should know. Day in and day out for 14 years, he has rescued, rehabilitated, studied, and buried sea mammals found in and around the Jersey Shore. As the public watched in horror when the dolphins washed up on the Jersey Shore in 1987, Skullcroft was there. He says this was a very public example of the extent of the man-made damage to the ocean. He cites not only chemical dumping by big business, but litter left behind by the average tourist.
Before man came on the scene, everything in the ocean was edible until we turned it into a trash dump. And now when they eat that plastic, it blocks the intestinal tract or the stomach or the pyloric valve. It just kills them. There's no two ways about it.
In these instances, the Marine Mammal Stranding Center does necropsies, which determine the cause of the animal's death. Skullcroft says more and more results are turning up man-made causes, many of which are on display at the center, reminding visitors of the harm caused by their use. If all seems a bit overwhelming, take heart. Meet Della. Della is a gray seal who is waiting to be transferred to the Knoxville Zoo. Della suffers from 2 afflictions, a terrible sense of direction and an affinity for humans. Until she settles in her new home, Della the dancing seal, as she is called, waits here at the Marine Mammal Stranding Center, contented with her safety. In the future, many more like Della will arrive here. Some will be more fortunate, others not so lucky. Either way, the Marine Mammal Stranding Center will have given their kind a new chance at survival. For Temple Update from Brigantine, New Jersey, I'm Suzanne Harold.
A Bucknell University professor is campaigning hard to save an animal that hardly has anyone's sympathy, the shark. Professor William Rashi says the shark is suffering a worldwide population decline, mostly due to commercial fishing for use in Asian soups. At the first international conference to protect the shark, Rashi called for the development of a mock shark fin for use in soups. Sharks might not have kept the crowds away from the Jersey Shore, but the Garden State is trying to rebuild its tourist industry. One small community that is slowly getting back on its feet is Ocean City. Updates Jamie Carney reports.
Recovering from the summer of '87 has been a long, painful process for the Jersey Shore area. Last season was no exception. Many beaches remained virtually empty in many Jersey towns as people continued to go elsewhere for their summer vacations. While many areas continue to struggle, Ocean City, New Jersey has begun to slowly but steadily show signs of recovery. According to city officials, Ocean City's advantage over the other shore communities is the type of vacationer they attract.
Our image, our family image, is taking hold. People recognize that they can come here in a clean, safe environment.
While other shore communities attempt to attract the young college-age crowd, Ocean City is banking its future on the family. Mike Mallon has brought his family to Ocean City for the last 9 summers. He says he understands concern about the ocean, but believes the area to be safe.
'87 was not a good year. We were down here for that. But I believe that the last 2 years they've done a great job of at least trying to clean up as best they could. Hopefully next year I'll be down here for 2 more weeks.
While Ocean City's vacation industry has not fully recovered, last summer was their best season in 4 years. City officials believe that if the ocean remains clean, it's just a matter of time.
You will go to our boardwalk, the families that are up there, the little children, the mother and the father and the grandmothers. We're getting that back. We're getting that segment of the populace back, which made Ocean City great.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Jamie Carney.
As I first mentioned, Cherry and White Day is a day for alumni and athletes. Let's go now to our sports producer, Scott Stevens, for a look at athletics.
Thank you, Victoria. The focus of the Cherry and White Day is the annual football game. I have the opportunity to talk with head coach Jerry Burnt. Coach, you've had 4 weeks to take a look at your team with the spring practice. What do you feel your strengths are coming into next year?
The strength of our squad right now, I would say, is just as we thought it would be when we started discussing our 1991 schedule. And that is offensively, our running backs have had a very good spring, tailbacks and our fullbacks, Scotty McNair, Leon Brown, and Sammy Jenkins, and freshman Rafael Mack look very strong. Conrad Swanson and Efren Cabrera and Sid Morse have looked very strong. Defensively, we really like the development of our secondary. They were young and inexperienced last year and coming along, and they have developed, and the guys with Tony Schmitz and Aaron Denton and Keita Crispina and Ronnie Bruce and Kyle Glassbar and Mark Ellis and Darrell Nelson, I might add, have really come along strong. So that should be one of our strengths defensively.
I guess the big question that all Temple fans are going to wonder about is the quarterback situation. You lost Matty Baker. Do you bring in Anthony Richardson, who started for Matty Baker
2 games.
2 games last season and did quite well for your program?
Well, we've turned the reins over to Anthony with challenges from Trent Thompson and also redshirt freshman Chris Palasak. We're concerned about quarterback. They've been inconsistent this spring. They've not thrown the ball as well as we know they're capable of throwing it. We've probably put more in defensively and made more adjustments defensively, and I think that's affected our quarterbacks a little bit. Some of the decisions that they've been forced to make, maybe a little early for some of these decisions. But I still feel that between Anthony and Trent, particularly as seniors, and Chris is going to be a fine quarterback before he graduates from Temple. Anthony still is our leader right there, although Trent is pushing him hard because Trent's been a little bit more consistent throughout most of spring. Anthony just has so much athletic ability. We have to get that position to play with great consistency and make good decisions.
Thank you, Coach. Not only did the Owls have a winning season, but they also had a chance to give back to the community in the 5th quarter club.
The kids at the Northern Home for Children in Roxborough were excited about some very special visitors they were about to receive. As volunteers for the Temple Owls 5th quarter program arrived, they too were excited about spending the evening being buddies to these underprivileged kids. The 5th quarter program involves the various squads of the Temple football team, spending 1 evening a week with children in local orphanages and hospitals. The players spend a couple of hours with the kids, palling around, handing out gifts, signing autographs, and watching Temple highlight films. Volunteering for this program can be a very rewarding experience for the young players.
I think it's very essential that we do this. I mean, it's putting back something to the community.
Reinstating the 5th quarter program, which was last in effect in 1987, was the idea of the Owls senior class. Head coach Jerry Burnt, who believes very strongly in community involvement, was very happy with the players' decision and spoke of the importance of it.
This year we presented to our seniors again along with a couple other possible events, and our guys really wanted to do this, so our whole football team has picked out 5 Wednesdays where we're going out and meet with youngsters and try to share some experiences with them, and it's just as much fun for us as it is for the kids.
Overall, it was a very rewarding evening for all involved. Reporting for Temple Update, this is Adam Serkin.
For the 2nd straight year, Burnt has gotten together with high school and small college coaches to teach them the Temple way of doing things. The coaches have the run of the football offices and are free to speak to anyone they please about Owl football. Burnt caters to the high school coaches because of the important work he feels they do.
These high school coaches or high school coaches across the country probably have a greater impact on the people that they're dealing with on a daily basis than anyone in their lives except for their moms and dads.
Burnt was the engineer of the best turnaround in college football last year. The Owls were 1-10 in 1989, but 7-4 the last time around. Temple's improvement has led to a 50% better turnout at the clinic this year as coaches come to hear lectures from Burnt and his coaches, including offensive coordinator Don Dobes. The high school coaches pay attention to Burnt's success plan.
And we always come away with something. Well, there may be one drill, but you're always looking for some refinement, something small that you can just use to help make your kids better players.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Tim Murtaugh.
It was offense against defense in the annual spring scrimmage game. This year, a unique format. The defense was awarded points for forcing turnovers and punts. The cherry-clad defense controlled the line of scrimmage most of the day. A strong pass rush forced Owl quarterbacks to throw 3 interceptions. The defense created havoc in the white backfield by continually stopping Owl rushers for no gain. Santos Stevens and Eric Fenwick led the defense with 8 tackles apiece. Led by quarterbacks Anthony Richardson and Trent Thompson, the offense fought back. Timely passing and strong rushing kept the offense close. However, this day belonged to the Cherry as they defeated the offense 30-27. Now back to the news. Victoria?
Did you ever get tennis elbow or Nintendo thumb? No? How about bowling plexopathy? Yes, that's right. If you're a bowler, you now have a medical condition named for your sport. Some of the symptoms of bowling plexopathy are neck and shoulder pain and the inability to raise your bowling arm. Don't worry, though. A little physical therapy and abstaining will have you striking once again. And now we return you to the never-ending saga that is the E-Team.
Last week on the E-Team...
Dad! Where's Adam?
Sean's mysterious death has thrown the E-Team into disarray. Suspicions are flying and no one has seen Adam in days. Could he have done it? No one can say. Fortunately, a lock of Sean's hair was found across the state line, so the FBI was brought in. Agent Daniel Copper has scheduled a meeting with Jerry Denick back at Temple to examine Sean's bloody carcass. Meanwhile, the E-Team tries to carry on without Sean and Adam at the Cherry and White Day festivities.
I'm looking for a Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy. Ain't she never seen a sombrero before? I'm Dale Murphy, Sean's amazing look-alike cousin. She gonna be all right? Right. Let's go find a place to sit her down. Sean sent me that sombrero. Oh, along with this postcard about the Texas jackalope. It's a singular fauna specimen. I digress. So tell me, where is Sean?
I gotta find Adam.
Ow, ow, it's me.
Adam? Everybody's looking for you. The FBI, the police, Jerry Denick.
Okay. I got nothing to hide. I did nothing. They got nothing on me.
Well, then what are you doing in the recycle box?
Well, it's quite comfortable here, actually. I came in here to rest. Not hide. Rest. Not hide.
You're in big trouble, mister. I don't even want to be seen talking to you. Hey, Adam. Adam.
Oh, thanks.
Dead?
It was awful. Lights went out, and he had and Adam, and then.
Guys! Since Adam's on the land, can I do the question of the week?
That must be a pretty ugly sombrero, huh?
So, figure this thing out yet?
Yep. I reckon I know who gone and done it.
Who do you think done it?
Well, near as I can figure, it just had to be one of them there chipmunks.
Figure out which one yet?
Nope.
You don't think it was that, Adam fella, do you?
From what I heard, that there boy, he had himself an airtight alibi.
And what's that?
Well, they all say he was over there at that there sack, and he was taping them America's Funniest People.
Do you think this guy is funny? He'd better be if he wants to be on America's Funniest People. Many funny wannabes gathered recently on Temple's campus hoping to take their humor to primetime.
You wouldn't know the new Norman Schwarzkopf diet, would you?
No, I don't.
The motto is, give us a week, we'll take off Kuwait.
Even Bill Cosby was there. Oh, no, wait. That's just some guy named Lamont. Sorry. Talk about a comedy pioneer. This guy poured breakfast foods on his head. Wow.
I'm a college student. I'll do anything for money.
Oh, look. It's my friends Hans and Franz.
Once again, I am Hans. I'm Franz. And we're here to bomb you up, yeah.
Oh, this guy again? What's the deal with him anyway?
Yeah, no, I was at Edmund Scientific Company, and they had these, and I looked at them, and that's when I thought it was funny.
Well, just telling somebody over there, we go to a camp, every location we go to, every city we go to, we tie into a university. And I just figured, I don't know, I thought maybe Bill Cosby, funny. Temple's got to be a funny school.
For Temple Update, I'm Adam L.
Even bad weather couldn't rain on today's parade. Let's take a look at today's festivities.
Seniors, wipe your tears away. This doesn't have to be your last Cherry and White Day. Temple alumni are a big part of the day's success every year. This year, alumni offered an all-you-can-eat barbecue for $5. The alumni tent was a popular spot because everyone was hungry. The sun wasn't shining, but that didn't stop people from coming. Some alumni brought their children and introduced them to a favorite event from their Temple days. What makes these former students come back? Is it the hamburgers? Maybe the beer?
I'm back every year. This is like, I'm going to say about my 15th year in playing in this game. But to come back and see the guys that I played with, basically.
Good chance to wear the Temple colors again and show everybody your cherry and white and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Cherry and White Day holds a lot of good memories for these former students. They may not have the wild time they enjoyed as Temple undergrads, but a lot can be said for fun with the family. Some die-hard Temple fans come every year. How did this year's Cherry and White Day compare?
I do remember last year it was a lot warmer than this. We were more worried about getting sunburned than getting wet, but hopefully it won't dampen our spirit today.
Cherry and White Day is more than just a good time. For Temple alumni, it's a day to revisit old times and old friends. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Lisa Conway.
All this talk about the shore brings to mind swimsuit season, and a new study offers encouragement to even the most inactive among us. The Institute of Aerobics Research in Dallas found that you don't have to run 5 miles a day to keep in shape. The study, which involved more than 13,000 men and women, found that moderate exercise can assure optimal fitness. A brisk 30-minute walk every day can ward off early death. The study found a small increase in fitness translates into big benefits in health. Another way to slim down is dieting, and its update Suzanne DeSilvestro reports Temple University Hospital has weight loss programs that are quickly becoming the new and safer way to lose those extra pounds.
Have you been looking for a weight loss program that helps you keep your weight off over the long term? Well, the Temple University Nutrition Center can help. One-on-One is a program that is growing more every day and has effectively helped many people to lose weight. Stacey Smith, a registered dietitian who has built up the program with the Nutrition Center, says this program is different from other weight loss programs.
If you lose weight quickly, you gain it back quickly. And it depends on how many diets they've been on in the past. If they've been on lots of diets, they're only going to lose maybe a quarter pound, a half a pound. Okay. What's more important that you change habits so over the long term, the weight will still continue to come off.
One-on-One is a weight loss reduction program for people who prefer individualized attention and are tired of other weight loss programs that haven't worked for them in the past.
That's the difference between having a professional. Anybody who wants to lose weight needs to see a registered dietitian who specializes in weight loss.
The University Nutrition Center offers effective weight loss programs for people who want to lose the weight and keep the weight off. For Temple Update, I'm Suzanne DiSilvestro.
Cherry and White Day signifies the end of another school year, and that means more graduating seniors of Temple University. We'd like to take the time now to salute our own graduating seniors who have worked on Temple Update. That wraps up this special edition of Temple Update. I'm Victoria Lim. Thank you for joining us for the 31st Annual Cherry and White Day. We'll leave you now with more sights of this special day.